What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Join Dota League Season 3. This is going to be the second tiebreaker between Boreal Esports and Pain Gaming. This is just a best of one. Came fresh off of Boreal's victory over Azurus Gaming, where they ran a drum range, but that was very nice to see. But now they're going to be facing up against Pain, also known as CNB. I don't know officially what it is, but it's going to be the CNB, ex-CNB squad playing under Pain Gaming. So, same people, and it should be just very simple from there on out. Here on HeflaTV 1, I'm going to be one of your casters. I'm Michael Loris, and I'm still joined by GrandisV for this second game.
Yeah, I had enough time to read over the patch notes again, stuff some food in my face, and back here for some more Dota. This should be a pretty good matchup. Yet again, we might be running in with some ping issues, but I think this game is going to be a little bit more tame in that respect. Currently, everybody is operating at pretty solid ping, so it's always a consideration, especially in a best of one, where you can't have either game being on either team's preferred server. But this game, I'd expect things to go more or less the same as how it started out in the series that we just finished, where the first couple of picks are very standard, and then we might have something a little bit more unconventional coming out later on. For now, Boreal Esports have first pick. Brewmaster's available in the pool. Scarlet Mage, Faceless Void, Lycanthrope, and Death Prophet have all been taken out. I think it's just going to be Razor, and there you go. It's going to be a first pick Razor from Boreal Esports.
And then the response is going to be Brewmaster Shadow Shaman. You heard it here first. That's exactly what it's going to be. In that order as well. Gotta say, I'm just way too happy to have a new patch. Don't even care when it lands, but I want to see, instead of Razor right there, I want to see Legion Commander. It's going to happen. Trust me. And hopefully it'll lead to a little bit more interesting Dota, because definitely feel like we know this meta almost inside and out. We could predict pretty firmly where the teams are going to go, unless they pull fast ones with Meepos or Drow Rangers, but, you know, who knows. So, Pain Gaming, they are taking their time with this pick, and it's going to be Viper. I'm wrong. I just said I knew the meta inside and out, and suddenly they throw a very mild curveball. Viper, Centaur, War Runner, though, a very aggressive two heroes to open up with.
Yeah. Especially South American teams definitely favor this style of play where you just get tanky heroes up in the front lines. Viper and Centaur, not surprised in the slightest. Although Brewmaster and Shadow Shaman wouldn't have surprised me either. Boreal Esports are going to have those heroes available to them. Monkey's plays pretty good Brewmaster, and they could snag that up for him. I don't know, it's pretty open as to what this next pick is going to be for them. As good as the heroes that Pain Gaming have at their disposal, Viper with Centaur Warner, great at chasing down heroes, as well as getting pretty good initiates. They also have a mech built between them. It's nothing that most teams can't handle, and it's also something that can go in a vast number of different directions, whether that's more into the push or more into the team fight, or maybe even they're just going to secure some space for a late game carry. I'm not sure at this point, but I'm not sure that it's going to be anything to force Boreal Esports out of their game. We saw in the previous series where they just did not care. They picked a Drow Ranger into a Faceless Void Bat Rider as well as a Scarlet Mage, just a lot of different ways to jump onto that Drow. It didn't matter at the end of it. And Boreal Esports, they might just go with something, maybe not the same style of draft, but they should be comfortable picking whatever they're comfortable picking, I should say.
Yeah, there's nothing too much in order to change their desire for their picks. It is going to be the Shadow Shaman that Boreal have decided to pick up. A quick Hex is going to be very useful no matter what. Versus Centaur or Viper, doesn't really matter. And, well, Boreal are going to be playing a little bit more tame, or generally more tame, as opposed to Pain's cores, who really go off in the mid-game. Centaur, Viper are able to very easily kill pretty much anyone, especially if they're really soft like a Shadow Shaman. So I'm inclined to think that Pain Gaming are going to try to end the game a little bit faster than Boreal. If they go into push, that could be one route, or if they just pick up a carry hero that could get online very early, i.e. Luna Gyrocopter, then they should be fine doing that as well. Because Boreal, they are kind of middle of the road, whereas Pain Gaming, they do have a nice opening where their Centaur is going to be, at a certain point, the strongest hero on the map, assuming he gets any sort of farm whatsoever. And then that's really what you want to abuse if you're Pain. You want to be able to rotate in every single time and kill off the soft heroes, Shadow Shaman, whatever other support Boreal are going to be picking up, and then just have your Centaur get really jacked off of that.
Yeah, more or less. Right now, your big supports that are still available in the pool, you have Earthshaker as well as the Wraith King are available. Rubik is also there, which we see every once in a while, and Vengeful Spirit if you really want to go into the tier 2 supports, I would say. But yeah, I'm not sure how much hate they're going to be seeing inside the draft. Currently, it's Pain Gaming that are going to get supports probably banned out from them in this next stage. I'd expect Earthshaker to be banned out as Boreal Esports don't have the first pick Would just give them another way to start the fights on their terms. Another natural Blink Dagger carry who also benefits a lot from the Centaur ultimate, the early portions of the game. Yeah, outside from that, I'm not sure where Pain Gaming want to go with these two picks. It's probably going to be something for the mid or safe lane. Viper taking up whichever one's not filled up. We are going to have a Pugna ban coming out from Pain Gaming. Yeah, still pretty standard stuff.
They're going to respect Pain Gaming, the Boreal potential of just balling up and pushing things. Shadow Shaman with the wards, and of course Pugna with the blasts. Going to make it very difficult for Pain Gaming to make a full-on 5v5 defense. They do have heroes that could fight this early on, especially Centaur. If you jump on top of a Pugna, you're most likely just going to trample him underfoot. But at the same time, it's something you probably don't want to be risking. And without the Pugna, Boreal's potential for pushing is going to drop quite a bit. They could still go for a Jakiro and push rather aggressively off of that, but it's going to be more unlikely. So Pain Gaming with that Pugna ban out, going to kind of direct Boreal into a more mainstream kind of standard mid-gamey kind of build. As Pain Gaming, they're going to get banned out from them. Two mid-lane heroes in the Brewmaster as well as the Invoker. I guess Boreal expecting lots of aggressive play from the Pain Gaming supports, which so far are not in this game at all. But as you said, Wraith King as well as Earthshaker is still a viable way to go. Any sort of disable at all would be nice. Although at this point, with the Centaur already picked up, they don't need to heavily prioritize stuns as heavily as some other teams.
Yeah. It's still not a bad thing. I don't think there's a situation where you can have too much disable. It just doesn't happen. If it comes at the cost of your damage, maybe, but they're going to snag up the Rubik. Right now, the prime spell for him to steal is the Shadow Shaman Serpent Wards, but honestly, anything from the Shadow Shaman does not go amiss in Rubik's repertoire. Getting your hands on Shackles, Hex, even Aether Shock is still very useful for him, and even though he's not going to be getting much use out of the Razor spells, Plasma Field the best out of them, there's very few games where Rubik is a bad pick altogether, and it will still offer them that single target disable.
It also opens the door really wide open for Centaur Warrunner aggressive tri-lanes. Rubik with Centaur is one of the best combinations you could possibly ask for, because you will displace the enemy and stunning at the same time into a Centaur, and then after that Centaur is just going to have his way with you. So Rubik is going to be a fantastic hero as far as that is concerned, and since they already have a ranged support hero, picking up either another ranged support hero like an Ancient Apparition, or going melee into an Earthshaker Wraith King, as we said before, is going to be perfectly viable for Pain. Regardless of what they want to do, they can still run that very aggressive tri-lane. And well, Boreal with the Ember Spirit now is going to demand a couple more stuns or silences to be picked up from Pain, but I don't really think that was not what they're going to do. It's probably going to fit right in. So Ember Spirit going to be a late game source of damage for Boreal, but if it's versus Viper, he's going to struggle in that lane.
Yeah, I think so. At this point, I'd love to see Pain Gaming throw the Viper mid. Worst case scenario is up against a Razor, and he's still going to be fine. And then go aggressive with the Centaur Warner. The Rubik +1 is probably going to be a pretty solid roaming duo if they do pick up another disable. On top of that, and even if the Ember Spirit dodges or tries to weasel his way out of the poor lane, he can still roam and really put the screws to him in that situation for Pain Gaming. Pick up a pretty solid solo laner, one that can handle themselves in most scenarios, or at the very least get experience. Maybe something along the lines of a Puck if they really want to play aggressively, that could work out for them, although not offering that much damage. Their mid-game would still be very scary. Another way to jump in isn't a bad thing by any stretch of the imagination. Or they want to shore up their late game and, I don't know, just play it safe. And, well, no, it's going to be an Enigma. Not something I was really anticipating with the Rubik pick already. They don't have to really fear very much of canceling that black hole. Shadow Shaman Blink Hex is pretty decent at canceling it. Sleight of Fist Chains, also okay. But nothing crazy. Vengeful Spirit Swap's probably your best tool. And honestly, Boreal Esports could probably use Avenge pretty effectively. The plus damage with Ember Spirit as well as the minus armor is always useful, also giving you that swap up against the Enigma, and then the Magic Missile, a great way to set up Shadow Shaman initiations as well. I think that's probably one of their best heroes, although the Earthshaker is still in the pool, and that could just be the safer choice.
Yeah, this Enigma really came out of the blue for me, and I don't really see where this fits into Pain Gaming's matchup right now. It's most likely going to... Well, I mean, it's definitely going to force Rubik to play just a pure babysitting role, so Pain Gaming, they have to make sure that they pick up self-sufficient heroes, because the Rubik and Enigma are most likely not going to be making the most aggressive rotations out. Centaur into the off lane, Viper either safe or mid, is going to be okay, but Boreal actually with this Abaddon 4th pick, this is definitely not what I expect. Both the Enigma and Abaddon, kind of surprising there. Abaddon isn't really necessary in these lanes, and Boreal, they could have run just such a nice aggressive tri-lane with Shadow Shaman, Razor, and then one other hero, someone with the stun preferably. But Abaddon is the last pick. He's going to help somewhat versus the Pain Gaming side, but I don't really see where this actually fits into Boreal's side. I guess both teams are kind of signifying that they're okay with having this game drag on, with the Enigma and Abaddon pick being relatively passive.
It's going to be really nice to keep the Ember Spirit safe. Even a split second where he gets purged from a disable is going to be a split second that Ember Spirit can jump away. It's going to allow him to play a little bit more aggressively early on, but honestly, I'm not sure it warrants the Abaddon pick. Not a huge fan of it by any stretch of the imagination. I think just your stunning support would have been better for Boreal Esports. And honestly, I kind of like the Enigma better than I like the Abaddon. I think that Pain Gaming are going to be able to abuse the fact that the roaming potential coming up from Boreal just isn't there. Abaddon Shadow Shaman, it just doesn't cut it. You need some way to set up for these Shadow Shaman shackles, and Abaddon's just not going to offer that. Boots first, maybe with a Curse of Varuna's point, but even that is still mediocre at best setup. Yeah. I think Pain... Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
I think Pain Gaming could get away with a pretty greedy pick here, but it's going to be a Storm Spirit. Right now, the only real lockdown that they have to keep the Storm in check is the Shadow Shaman Hex as well as Shackles, and this could be a really great game for the Storm Spirit. Honestly, I'm pretty sad that they have the Enigma now. I would have loved to see another aggressive support.
Yeah, me too, but Enigma's most likely just going to get his farm and be that mech carrier for his team, possibly. It'll open up the door for Viper to go for other items. Regardless, they have a little bit of flexibility there, but yeah, as you said before, Abaddon is not going to be able to rotate at all with Shadow Shaman. Like, even if they do get the jump on someone, what, are you going to gank a Centaur? Are you going to kill a Viper with those two heroes? Probably not going to happen. So, Boreal, they're going to be forced to kind of just sit back and play super defensively. Now, they have some pretty good answers to the Storm Spirit. They have a lot of mobility themselves, and the Storm Spirit gets jump in on Shadow Shaman, then Abaddon will be there to bail his allies out. That's always something that you're going to get with this pick, but I'm just not convinced. And now the last pick, Doom for Boreal. This is just such a janky lineup from them. It's two mid cores with the mid support, with the melee cores, two melee cores with the melee support. Against the Storm Spirit, Doom is really great, but I don't know. I feel like Pain's Gaming's lineup, they just gels a little bit more.
Yeah, I'm okay with Boreal Esports lineup with the exception of the Abaddon. And as much as the Enigma doesn't fit into Pain Gaming's lineup, it's going to abuse the fact that Boreal go for this fourth pick. I don't know. It's just a very peculiar draft and not something I was expecting. But then again, it's not really unexpected in a good way. It's not super aggressive. It's going to slow down the pace a little bit.
I think Boreal that's exactly what they want to do. They just want to play this as glacially slow as possible. Let Doom get his Devour Gold up, get possibly a Hand of Midas up as well. Have Ember Spirit get his Battle Furies, his Daedalus, I don't know. And then just have him just do a whole bunch of damage late, and hopefully rely on the Abaddon in order to buy them that amount of space that they really need. Pain Gaming, though, they will not let they will probably not let this game get to that late stage. With the three cores that they picked up in Storm, Viper, and Centaur, they're looking to end this game at like 40 minutes max. If it gets past that, unless the Pain Gaming have a 20k golden experience advantage, they're probably not going to win this game. But we are in the game, guys. It's going to be the best of one between Boreal and Pain Gaming / CNB, although I guess formerly known as CNB. And we have on the Pain side Ned supporting as Rubik down bottom, along with Klotz's Viper. 40R is going to be on the mid lane Storm Spirit that leaves King Ardea on the top lane Centaur, with Baga on the Enigma jungle, who's going to run straight into the Boreal side.
Ooh, currently leading in charge for Boreal is Rolo. I don't think he's going to be able to catch out Baga. Does not have boots first, although Baga's going to turn his head and might get cut out. No, not a chance. He's going to be playing on that support Shadow Shaman with the other support Jaw on the Abaddon. Monkeys Forever in the middle of the two. Going to be playing on the Ember Spirit. Following them up is going to be Jolly Joker on the Razor. And last but not least are Doom, handled by Bloody 9. No first blood going to come out, although control over the enemy jungle is secured by Boreal.
So Bloody 9 has Ringer Protection and Stout Shield. That could just be, his choice of loadout, but more often than not, when you see these two items on Doom, it signifies that he's going to be going towards the jungle. And jungle Dooms typically are extremely passive. It's also extremely greedy, which is pretty much what Boreal wants to be doing with this game. But if it does come down to it, Pain, I said before, they're capable of ending this game early. They're just as capable of punishing a Doom who's going to be just chilling in the lane. It could be that he's just not going to jungle, in which case, that's fine. What I just said is irrelevant, but it looks like for now it's going to be dual lanes for Boreal. Okay, this is not what I expected. If the Abaddon was any other hero, then Shadow Shaman, Razor, and +1 would have been absolutely devastating versus the Centaur.
Yeah, I don't think this is going to be a jungle Doom, although he might be able to pop off into the jungle fairly easily and allow Rolo to get some extra space in the lane, which is always nice. At least for the first level, he's looking for a creep in his own jungle. He's not going to be able to find anything with the exception of the small camp that offers nothing in the way of devouring creeps. Jolly Joker, with the benefit of having Jaw behind him, it's only a solo King RD here that they have to deal with, and Centaur is not really going to be able to do as...
Bottom lane.
Yeah.
Gonna go for Rolo, lift him up already, and now Klotz with the level 1 poison attack going to town on the Shadow Shaman, doing quite a bit of damage to Ned, but this is gonna be first blood for the Viper unless Rolo pulls out the sickest of jukes. 2 more hits is all it takes, and oh, now he doesn't have anywhere to go, although the jukes are real. Rolo getting another tree, but I don't think that's actually gonna help him. 2 more hits, and there it is. Klotz is not gonna get the kill though. Rolo with the jukes. What a play from the Shadow Shaman. Klotz and Ned both taking a lot more damage that they actually dealt out. That was kind of just poorly played by the Pain Gaming side, though. That was should have been an easy kill.
Yeah, I think that sums it up better than Rolo playing well. He did juke well, but now he's going to run right back into the Rubik, who lifts him up, drops him down to the ground after dropping an auto attack onto him. Rolo probably needs to back up to the base, although he is going to eat some tangos and will have 1 available from the Doom. He's going to be comfortable enough to sit here, but honestly, he's sitting on the Razor's edge at the moment. Top lane, Centaur not going to have a good time up against the Razor. He should be able to get experience at the very least, as Abaddon can't zone him out. Currently, Jaw going to sit on the 2-minute rune. It is going to spawn bottom regeneration. Nobody is going to pick that one up, and the bottle is available for 40R, so maybe he'll be able to snag that one. But the Abaddon's actually roaming towards mid. I have no idea what the Abaddon plans on doing, and if he wanted to make a lane swap to go down towards bottom, maybe that's a possibility. Just leave the Razor solo versus the Centaur. I think he's just best served soaking experience wherever he can.
Jaw's best role right now would just be go down to the bottom lane, because staying up here is doing literally nothing for the Razor except for actually taking experience away from the Razor, and not a hero that needs it a whole bunch, but look, he's can't do anything to help out. It's all Razor right now, and King RD is going to get zoned out one way or another, whether or not the Abaddon is actually there, so just leave the lane, bro. You're not doing anything, you're just absorbing experience. Go help out with the bottom lane, because this is probably the most threatening lane from Pain. Like, King RD is not going to be doing jack by himself. Even if the Enigma rotates in, getting a kill on the Razor is going to be very difficult. So, Abaddon for Boreal is pretty much doing nothing at this stage. And that's sometimes the situation you find yourself in whenever you pick up a melee support hero. But it's definitely something that he can avoid if he chose to leave the lane. Although, he's just going to mess with the Enigma. That's also a decent idea. However, not when the Enigma has an Eidolon army like this. That's just bad times.
Yeah, it really is. Honestly, I'd love to see him go down towards bottom, but the pole camp's blocked, so there wouldn't be a lot of experience there for him either. Bloody 9 more or less just soloing this, functioning like an offlane Doom. Yeah, it's just not a happy time to be in Abaddon. He can't do anything anywhere he goes. Bottom lane is probably where he'd do the least damage. Right now he's hurting more than he's helping, but I don't know. I still don't see the point of this Abaddon pick, and I'm hoping to be proved wrong, as 40R is going to be gone on a mid. They're just trading blows. Nobody's going to die, although 40R takes the weaker half of that exchange. Still has a tango and some bottle charges at his disposal, whereas Ember Spirit doesn't have his bottle quite yet, delivering it to him on the courier.
Well, Rolo's wrapping around, and 40R going strong onto the Ember Spirit. Might get this kill, needs one more right click. He will get it, but here comes Rolo to shock him right back in response. It is going to be a 1-for-1 in the end, but Storm Spirit claiming the first blood, which, you know, probably should have been Pain Gaming's all along, but hey, they got it in the end, and now Baga making a rotation into the enemy jungle. They're looking for Bloody 9. However, this Viper has gone for a surprisingly defensive build given the circumstances. Corrosive Skin is great against Doom's ultimate once he does get it online, but until then, you're pretty much free to do whatever you want. Get Nether Toxin, get Poison Attack, doesn't really matter, because Doom has no response to that.
Yeah. Storm Spirit also bought before he died, so didn't actually lose that much, and now is going aggressively onto Monkeys. He is going to be chained up, or no, that was the creep that took the brunt of that. And 40R takes more damage than he actually, bargained for it. Now with Rolo inbound, he's going to be forced to back away, has the bottle, and will be able to regen. So 40R is going to be just fine. Going to be pretty happy with how this is going, but the Centaur not so much. Is up in top. The Razor's able to chase him down. Just with the Aphotic Shield, was able to run him into the tower, and it was pretty safe for the Razor to take that dive. Too much damage got stolen.
Bottom lane, they're going to go for Bloody 9 and trying to redeem the fact that their Centaur did go down. Malphus is going to stun him up a couple times, but again, Klotz, with such a passive build from the Viper and with Abaddon coming in, is going to deny them this kill. Going for a Doom gank is always a little bit risky because he is such a tanky hero, And going for him with these such low damage heroes in the Rubik and the Enigma, that's even riskier. And even the Viper, he's not doing that much damage. So Pain Gaming, they're trying to make these kills happen, which is good on paper, but they're just choosing the wrong heroes to do it with.
Yeah. Jaw finally finds himself use in this game, is able to bail out some heroes and allow the Razor to play aggressively. He has rotated down towards bottom, which is probably the best place for him to be. That ward is eventually going to wear out, but the time for pulling is more or less over. In mid, we do have Rolo as well as Monkeys sitting together, and the Enigma is also going to say hello to the Storm Spirit. I think he just got a bottle charge. No, probably didn't, as the Soul Ring is there available, and he'll be able to jungle pretty quickly, although he has rotated quite a bit, and Storm Spirit mid is going to fall to the Ember. Didn't expect that to happen, but it looks like it was just a quad remnant, or triple remnant I should say, coming out with the Hex and Shackles from the Shadow Shaman. It was a fairly easy kill from there.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. The boots from Rolo also sitting on the high ground, so there's no vision from Pain. Just surprised the Storm Spirit and then Ember Spirit with the amount of burst that he's able to put out, which is, a pretty high amount, especially when you invest 3 of your remnants into that jump. It does do quite a large amount of damage, and Storm Spirit is okay as far as survivability is concerned, but if he's not able to zip out of there, then he's most likely just not going to live at all. They're going to go once again for the bottom lane, but Bloody 9, though he is at half HP, I don't know if this is a viable kill. Viper is level 5, and he's going to get hit with the Doom immediately. Stampede is going to get him out of harm's way. Now Bloody 9 is going to be brought back into the tower. Centaur, in the meantime, kills a Razor, but yeah, killing this Doom is not going to happen. I don't even know why I wasted my time looking at this up top. King RD looks like he just got into a fist fight with the Razor and got a double edge for the kill. Unfortunately, I don't exactly know what happened there.
Yeah, neither do I. I was looking down in bottom, which is unfortunate. King RD, I think it was just the double edge. Razor stole 113 damage at that, and I don't know, that was enough to keep himself comfortable man fighting up against Centaur, but maybe just a little too comfortable. I assume the tower hits were involved, and without the Abaddon, wasn't able to survive through that. Yeah, a lot of traded cooldowns. The kill goes away at Boreal up in top, and this, the way of Pain killing somebody off of Boreal. King RD finding a much-needed kill on the Razors, had pretty much a free lane this game. Famous Boots Aquila, and now the headdress online. Had he not died, would be looking towards his next portions of the mech as they jump into Rolo. They're going to get the pullback from the Storm Spirit. Now the follow-up hoof stomp onto 2. They're going to double-edge Monkeys forever, beating through that shield. It is going to be eaten up, but Monkeys is going to be safe enough to run it back towards his own tower. The Serpent Wards are going to be cleaned up, but not before doing about half damage, a little bit more to this tier 1 tower. Still a convincing win for Pain, and the Doom needs to be careful while he's jungling throughout all of this. This is going to devour some of the creeps, and actually has a skeleton army to tank. Those are his skeletons.
Yeah, either way, it's going to be a kill going the way of Pain, and now Storm Spirit finding probably the best rune you could possibly ask for in that regeneration. Lots of mana regen, and going for Monkeys forever is always going to be a little bit difficult, but with the regen is kind of viable. Rubik is also rotating down to the bottom lane where Klotz now has his Viper Strike, but still the Viper is not actually too threatening even with that skill because he has gone for such a defensive build. It helped him a lot versus the Doom before, but now it's not really doing anything for him. His Jaw is so very close to danger. Don't really know if he knows about it. He just wants to get his level 6 so he can play a little bit more aggressively. Run in and hit people occasionally and just sit there and borrow time so that you could get that much more effectiveness. His King RD up on top lane is going to get gone upon with the damage drain from Jolly Joker as well as the Eye of the Storm, though Stampede is going to bail him out and also rotate Baga right into this fight. Black Hole is not available, actually. He's going to get zapped up. I thought he would Black Hole, but instead decided for Demonic Conversions, and well, that shows how well that worked out. They're also going to go for the bottom lane. Ned taking quite a bit of damage from this Abaddon. Now with the shield on the Doom, he's going to get slowed down by Klotz, but Klotz unfortunately still not doing any damage as this Viper, and he will not be able to get anything in response, although Jaw is kind of low. Going to buy some TP scrolls, and he'll just walk out. Okay, that definitely happened.
Yeah, everybody's going to survive on bottom. Doom was spent onto the Viper, the Centaur ultimate serving double purpose up on top as they find themselves King RD. Shackles are going to come through. They're not doing enough damage. No Stump's going to be on the mark, and the double edge is going to get to kill on the Razor before he falls, making the best out of a poor situation. And Centaur, yet again, is able to kill off the Razor before the Razor kills him. The Razor did purchase up his mechanism pieces before falling, so I guess that's nice as the Doom falls down and bottom was lifted up, and then Klotz is doing some decent damage, I suppose. Doesn't have any more points into his aggressive spells, but it was enough. Doom just feeling a little too comfortable and didn't have the Abaddon behind him. Yeah, very peculiar little actions coming across the map. Going to type the kill score 5-5.
this game in general has been so wonky. Like, kills are happening everywhere, so many kill attempts that aren't actually leading into anything, and, well, we'll see how it actually lands on the board, as the net worth chart is showing a fairly even game and the experience showing the exact same. Not too surprising, I would say. Doom's farm with the Devourer is going to slowly get Boreal advantage, but I don't think there is a single Hand of Midas on the field, nor is there anyone who's going to be going for it, so it's just going to be a nice vanilla game from everyone. As well, bottom lane, they're going to go for Cloth. Serpent Wards are deployed, but it won't do anything as Stampede gets get everyone out. Now the Black Hole onto Bloody Nine and Jolly Joker with King RD dared to do all the damage. The Razor, though, going to slip away. Malphus is going to kill him off in the end. He will go down. Baga being chased down by this Doom, but he will find solace in a little corner as the Viper Strike does slow down Bloody Nine, and I don't think he's going to get out of this. Not with Hoof Stomp, he won't. And with 4DR in the area as well. Jaw's going to secure the kill on the Enigma, but now he's stuck in the corner now. 4DR is also stuck in the corner. Everyone's stuck, man. Now Jaw's going to be focused down after his borrowed time wears off. That's going to be a favorable trade for Pain as they take a 2-kill advantage. That's a 3-for-1.
Yeah, a little bit of miscommunication coming up for Pain as they're going for 2 mechanisms right now. Viper has his Buckler as well as a Ring of Regen, and Enigma's also going for 1. I really dislike this. I think you could have gone for better items, and more than anything, it's a case of miscommunication. Enigma getting a Blink Dagger could have been really big for them, but 6 to 8. Pain are looking pretty solid as 4DR going very aggressive with that double damage rune. It's warranting it as Jolly Joker's falling very low. 4DR can't go any deeper, and they won't. 4DR probably going to be forced all the way back to base. Disjoint's a tower hit for good measure. We're waiting for the Blink Dagger on the Centaur. 1,600 gold till he has that available. King RD, he's been able to find quite a bit more than I thought he would, especially in lane. The Viper getting close to his mech, but I believe the mech is finished? No, it's not. It's actually Boots of Travel on the courier for our Ember Spirit.
That is, well, certainly going to take this game to the late is what they're going to be wanting to do with this item. Usually 9 times out of 10 it's going to be Phase Boots. I would say 99 times out of 100 even it's going to be the build. Monkeys Forever is gearing up for the late game. Like, even though no one on his team has a Hand of Midas, that's what they're preparing for, and they probably, again, they could get away with this, and if they do, they probably will win. But Pain Gaming, they're playing in a way to start fights very early, and Monkeys Forever is probably going to get punished by the fact that he actually is pretty bad right now. Boots of Travels doesn't help him at all in killing things, whereas Phase Boots, Drums, the standard stuff in Ember Spirit would have been huge in helping him fight early on. So Pain, if they keep taking fights early, especially with this Blink Dagger on Centaur, they probably will, and they should be getting the upper hand, even though that the Boots of Travels are annoying, and will save the Ember Spirit gold in the long run. It's no Battle Fury. You don't have to worry too much about this Ember.
Yeah, I was expecting almost a Hand of Midas since he was pulling up that much gold, but wow, yeah, it's going to be his choice. Storm Spirit up and top, bottled up. He doesn't have any items completed, but he is going to zip in. A very long zip, going to get the kill onto Bloody Nine, or will he? No, he's going to go to Jolly Joker instead. They're currently fighting inside the Midnight Pulse. Jolly Joker might still fall. The Eidolon army is getting picked off, and they won't be able to get it. King RD is going to get linked up, but not for long. Only steals, no damage. King RD currently a sheep, looking for any stuns before he falls. Not going to happen. Zabadon gets that with the Mist Coil. 4DR survives through that jump. It's a 1-for-1 trade, all said and done, but it's going to, actually, Centaur gets his Blink Dagger before he died, so it's not going to delay anything.
Yeah, he actually used the Blink Dagger to open up that fight, so
yeah.
First time used, gonna get a kill on the Doom, which is all well and good, but honestly could be a lot better, as Monkeys Forever is going to find Baga, is going to jump forward for the chains. He will get stunned up, though, and the Midnight Pulse is there. Enigma does not have a Black Hole, and even if he did have it, the Ember Spirit would not really care too much because the Flame Guard would still do the damage. However, he's going to be walked down by the Viper very easily. His Flame Remnant walking very slowly as well for whatever reason that mechanically works. In Dota, it simply is how it does work. It's going to be a kill for the Enigma in exchange for the Ember. The first trade was pretty even for both sides. This one definitely favoring Pain. They're more than happy to give up this Enigma if it means taking down a core Ember Spirit. And well, this Enigma, he has been going for the mech, but he could easily transition this into Blade Mail or a Medallion, and then just have a headdress to be built up later on into a pipe. Either way, it should be fine for him, as Pain already do have the mech. So all things considered, Pain still with a 2-kill advantage. Should be playing a lot more aggressively than I think they are, and with the Centaur Blink, they already tried one rotation, now they're going to try for another down on bottom, but it might be up top where we see the action, as Viper, currently being stalked by Monkeys Forever, needs a little bit more help, and Rolo is closing in with the Blink Dagger already on the Shadow Shaman. This should be a very easy kill attempt, at the very least for Pain, and there's the Blink, Hex, and Klotz is going to get the Serpent Wards deployed as well. This Viper, though he has gone for a tanky build, I don't think he has enough to survive this, especially when he's completely trapped. He's going to try to kill off monkeys forever. That's a race that he's never, ever, ever going to win, and he will go down. Here comes the Rubik to steal chains. It's okay, I guess, but Viper did go down, in fact.
Yeah. Oh no, it could have been a cleaner kill. The Serpent Wards got 2 attacks off onto creeps before they hit the Viper once. I don't know, still going to be kill going their way. Tier 2 tower down in bottom. There was some posturing coming out from Pain down there, but it didn't actually amount to anything. The action solely broke out on top. Storm Spirit getting closer to this Orchid. It's not going to be an incredibly fast one. Honestly, you'd like to have him thinking about completing it about now, but not farming incredibly fast and also dying twice is going to slow things down for 4DR. It's still not a bad timing by any stretch of the imagination. We'll have it at a decent time. And up against an Ember Spirit, it's going to be a very useful item, especially an Ember Spirit that's going for drums now. Ooh, I'm not a huge fan of Monkey's build at all. As much as I love Boots of Travel, I think the phase into drums is probably your best bet. I don't know, it just kind of feels a little bit eh. It doesn't really do anything great.
King RD, he's going to miss the stomp, then blink into Rillo, but here comes the backup. Black Hole. Well, they certainly got Shadow Shaman. He's pretty dead now. Jolly Joker, though, going to come from the side, as will the Ember Spirit. Going to jump forward, going to kill off the Rubik, and then kill off the Enigma. Now they're going to search for King RD, who was doomed previously. We'll be able to blink away from this, though, unless something miraculous happens, and he will blink TP. Nothing that they have can interrupt this, and he will stick the landing, but Pain losing 2 heroes. Monkeys Forever using just his base values on Ember Spirit to do some serious hurt, and well, this Ember Spirit, just as a hero, can put out some serious damage even though he doesn't have farm. I would agree in your assessment of his item build. They're all good items, but not good in this order and not good particularly together. So yeah, Ember Spirit, as long as he gets these kills though, he's going to very quickly make up for the fact that he spent all his gold on Boots of Travel and then start heading on to his Battle Fury. But still, that's quite a ways away.
I like Baga's item choice, making up for the fact that he went for the chainmail after the headrest. Medallion's going to be very useful for them taking Roshan, but at this point, it's going to be very hard for them, but they will get initiation on the monkeys. There's no follow-up in the Aphotic Shield, as well as the Mist Coil is going to keep him completely safe. Tier 1 tower down in bottom. It's not looking too healthy, but it's not going to fall just yet.
Alright, so the Ember Spirit does have his drums up. In the meantime, Bloody 9 has been getting pretty much nothing. He has 1900 gold. I got to assume it's going to be a Blink Dagger for him. Getting the jump on the Storm Spirit is going to be absolutely crucial for Boreal to take a fight ever. Otherwise, it's just not going to happen. Now, well, Enigma's going to try to solo Roshan, although Unlucky Bash is going to make that a little bit of an impossibility. And Monkeys Forever in the area. Oh, he's going to throw out a Spirit, and he does see Baga now all alone. Oh man, some restraint coming out from the Ember Spirit. He's going to leave that Enigma alone, knowing that the Enigma is not going to dare fight that Roshan with that Fire Remnant just chilling there. So, I mean, it's good map awareness from Boreal. It's going to shut down this Roshan temp from Pain. Though, honestly, it would have taken just so long that I don't even know if it would have been worth it.
Yep, Rubik going to get his hands onto Fire Remnants, so we're going to see a nice fiery visage of Rubik as he, I don't know, is positioned fairly aggressively and he can't afford to do so. Currently, it is going to be a double damage rune picked up by Monkeys Forever, and with the blink on the Shadow Shaman, Viper can't really feel very safe, and Klotz is going to completely back off. Although the Shadow Shaman might still go for this, he's waiting for his buddies, and now the turn from the Viper. He's going to get hexed up before he gets the Viper Strike off. The Central Ultimate's going to make him a very fast sheep, but now they jump in with the Ember Spirit. Chains are going to miss, however, as Monkeys isn't able to connect with that one. They still might be able to chase him down. Mechanism is going to keep Klotz very safe here, but now the Blink Doom, they're going to find themselves a Viper kill if it's going to kill them. But now with 4DR jumping in, they're not going to get the deny off onto the Doom target, but now 4DR taking a lot of damage by the Serpent Wars. He's going to be forced to back off, and the Ether Shock is going to shoot him in the back. Ned currently caught out between a rock and a hard place, and is going to be dropped down. A 3-for-0 trade for Boreal. A lot of that ending really had to do with Rollo's Serpent Wards. They just couldn't fight into them.
Yeah, once those Serpent Wards drop, at this stage of the game, you just gotta run. These are level 2 Serpent Wards, I believe. Might have been level 1 when they were deployed. 60 damage, that is a level 1. No, that's actually level 2 Serpent Wards. Okay, they do a truckload of damage with the Blink Dagger and the Shadow Shaman. Certainly helping out, and Pain, I mean, they kind of had a nice angle there to help out their Viper. Unfortunately, no mech, because the Viper was doomed, so he couldn't get that one off. Also, he already used it. And Enigma just simply didn't have Black Hole available, meaning that Boreal were able to just clean house. And so far, I would say this Ember Spirit has not been punished at all from his Boots of Travels. So he's going to be farming up very happily, and Pain, I said constantly previously that they are able to punish the fact that Boreal are playing for the pure late game, but so far it's just not happening. They're going to get initiation onto King RD, and I think they should be able to kill him off as well. Jolly Joker doing some pretty serious damage over there. There's a Stampede. Centaur will not snap the chain. Actually, he will at the end, but then he'll just blink out. killing the Centaur is really going to be very difficult for the Boreal side, but even if they don't get the kill on the Centaur, they're getting some pretty good farm on all their heroes, so they should be okay with how this is progressing. Even if they just don't do anything from now on, they just farm, that's going to be perfect okay with them, because eventually Razor, Ember Spirit, and Doom are all going to get frighteningly huge, whereas Pain, pretty much these Centaur is at his peak right now. He'll get tankier for sure, but he's not going to be doing that much more damage.
Yep. 4DR crucially does not have his Orchid completed, and that's going to be quite delayed coming out from him. He just hasn't been able to do much as the Ember Spirit. He's on a hunting mission. He's going to find himself a Ned. Ned is going to be dead. On the backlines, Rolo is going to be jumped by 4DR, but he's going to be healed up by the Abaddon and might still survive through this with the Aphotic Shield. Now going to be able to turn on 4DR. The Shackles are going to be broken as he does get stunned. The Abaddon ultimate is going to be popped as Shadow Shaman loses his life. Centaur Stomp is going to be off the mark. His Jaw is going to be able to drop the Aphotic Shield, but it's not going to save him. He will fall. Bogga securing the double here. 2 supports for 1 support trade in the favor of Pain. Finding a little bit of something, but crucially, Monkey still survives throughout all of that. And it's still not terrible for Boreal, even though they do lose more heroes.
It's kind of bold of Boreal to fight both without their Doombringer and without their Razor. And fighting without Razor means you're fighting without mech. So, I mean, it was a good attempt, I guess, but when you're ganking an enemy that's in his own jungle like that, you have to assume that there's going to be rotations coming in from the towers, which are very nearby, and that's exactly what happened from Pain. They're also just naturally in the area. Monkeys Forever is going to run straight into Bogga. Bogga will spot that out. I don't know if he actually got vision of the Ember Spirit, but he definitely took damage from the Flame Guard, so he should know what's up. And now with the Remnant in the pit, they definitely know what's up. They're getting initiation onto Bloody 9, though. He needs to get the Doom off, but it looks like he won't get the chance. Now King RD gonna stampede forward for Rolo. Gonna catch him with the stun. Instantly sheeped up, but Rolo is kind of in no man's land right now. He's gonna deploy the Serpent Ward, shock down Ned. He'll kill off this Rubik, and now being healed by Jaw. He's going to survive for a little bit longer as they chase down King RD. In the meantime, in the back end, Jolly Joker trying to 1v3. Where is this the Ember Spirit? Ember Spirit's still just chilling up there. Monkeys Forever, did you disconnect? Because he just left his Razor for dead. Still waiting for this Roshan to drop, and then he's going to jump in. Going straight for Roshan into the black hole, though. Storm Spirit's going to grab the Aegis. Monkey's Forever trying to get out of there. It's not going to happen despite Jaw's support. It's just not enough, and now Jaw is stuck all alone in that Roshan pit, and he's going to try to kill off 4DR. Probably not going to happen, although Shield might kill him off. No, not enough damage. That was just the jankiest engagement I've ever seen. Boreal, the southern end of that fight worked out so well for them. But then Razor just went in expecting the Ember Spirit's help, but Ember Spirit just gave him the cold shoulder. That was really just miscommunication or just bad play from the Ember Spirit.
Yeah, I think so as well. The north part of that fight earlier on, I was watching it, he was able to zone out 4DR pretty effectively and actually put a lot of hurt into him, but in the middle of that, the Ember Spirit just kind of sat here, and he did nothing. He was waiting for his Remnant while the Razor was dead, and I'm not sure. Ooh, we are going to see a kill on the Viper. Didn't actually see how that happened, but it was Doom committed, I believe, from the Doom, and that was about it.
Yeah, just a blink Doom and then walk down in the Viper. So Doom finally gets his kill with the ultimate, whereas before he got picked off before he could get anything like that going. Now we're going to find himself a Haste Rune. He does have the War Stomp and a Blink Dagger, so he could make his rotation up towards top and try to go for Bogga. Again, incredibly risky and unnecessarily so. So Boreal, they're just going to be, keeping the status quo for now, but giving that Aegis and Roshan, plus that great fight to Pain, should be slowing them down a little bit, and I think off of that they're going to try to make something happen, especially with the smoke up. Ned is once again going to be the one who's going to be initiated upon, so poor Ned. I don't know how it's going to be the Rubik every single time to be initiated like this, but yeah, it's certainly going to be the case, and now teleportation's coming in. One's going to be canceled from the Enigma, though 4DR will continue on with his. Boreal, they're going to try to take down his tower. They don't have an Aghanims just yet on the Razor, but they should be able to make it happen regardless.
Yeah, I think so as well. Ned almost was saved by nighttime vision, but wasn't able to walk away. They knew the smoke was popped, but they thought it was in the jungle, so they walked north. But then he shows himself in lane in Fade Bolts. Ned was dead, and he didn't even know it. Tier 2 tower in mid is going to be dropped down to half before the glyph comes out, but there's plenty of sustain on Boreal to take this. It's going to be a little bit risky. Jolly Joker going to get a little short link off onto the Vipers on the backlines. 4DR trying to make a jump. He's going to get hexed up, however, not able to get the silence off. He might just fall straight up to this. He's going to be able to zip-zap away as they do drop down. Monkeys Forever, but he's Aphotic shielded up. King RT not going to be able to land the stomp on anybody after the fact, and he get a double chains Doom onto the Viper. Zip-zap in from 4DR. He is healed back up. I think he lost the Aegis on the backlines. His Blight 9 is going to be pulled back into 4DR. They will lose him as the Rubik gets the last hit. I think with Sleight of Fist they stole, yeah. But yeah. It's going to be a tower defended coming out from Pain, although it dropped very low.
Yeah, Boreal, that message is so incredibly risky. Ember Spirit is not a very powerful hero in these massive 5-on-5 engagements. Or he usually would be if he had a pretty standard build, but in this game that's not the case. Now they're going to jump in on Monkeys once again, punish this Ember Spirit for his greed, kill him off. Fortier is going to take that kill. He did lose the Aegis in that fight, but that's exactly what Aegis is for. They're going to take, at the very least, one Tier 1 tower off of that one as well, and here comes Abaddon, who will spot out Ned and Klotz. Ned, wake up, man. There we go. He's going to steal a Photic Shield. Nice little pickup for the Rubik, but they can even keep going up on top lane. Baga has a nice little army going, and 4DR, though he doesn't have that much mana, has the Orchid, so he's going to be regenerating pretty darn quickly. Boreal without their Ember Spirit really can't do anything, and I think Boreal might have just played this a little bit too slow. I mean, they haven't gone for any Hands of Midas or anything, but still this Ember Spirit doesn't have anything that lets him fight right now besides the drums, and ordinarily he would still be doing damage regardless because of phase boots, but that's not there either, so I mean, Pain, they have Mech and Pipe now on Viper, and they're going to jump in on Jolly Joker. Blink forward for a Hoof Stomp as well. Double Edge. Jolly Joker is going to survive for a little while longer as Bloody Nine does jump in as well. Serpent Wards are deployed, so Pain just have to book it. King RD taking quite a bit of damage as Baga now looking for a black hole. He's going to catch it onto 3, but there's no follow-up just yet. In fact, the Serpent Ward's doing so much damage to his allies, though. Joss still going to take a lot of damage, pops into the ultimate. Now the Serpent Ward's stolen by Rubik. Roll is going to get pulled right into his own medicine, and now Klot's going to try to 1v2 against Bloody Nine and Jaw, but the rest of the Pain side are here to support. Jaw going to try to kill off this Viper, who will probably survive from this Doom. In the meantime, Baga is going to try to pick fight with Bloody Nine. Here comes Monkeys Forever. Will chain Baga down to the floor, will kill off that Enigma, whereas Jaw still trying to be chased down by Ned. He will get the suicide off, but Viper now going to be got upon by the Ember Spirit. He's going to get the kill, the Ember, on the Viper, and Pain only have Storm Spirit and Rubik left, and Rubik definitely cannot fight this any longer. 4DR with the Perseverance and the Orchid looking for Monkeys Forever, though Monkeys Forever with the Drum Charge is just going to book it. Boost Travels also helping him quite a bit, and it looks like in the end of the day it is going to be a 3-for-3 engagement. Unfortunately, if Pain had just a little bit more mana on 4DR, it could have gone so much better for them.
Yep, they only had the one mana boots available to pop for him, and then that was all the mana that 4DR could have had. Yeah, 3-for-3, it's still going to be fine for Pain. I don't know. If Ember Spirit wanted to go greedy, I would have liked to see a Hand of Midas maybe even a little bit better, as that would, I don't know, get you more gold in the long run than these Boots of Travel and more or less be the same cost. As nice as it is to be able to TP to creep waves and split push, I don't know. I'm not sold on this build for Monkeys. Yeah. It's 7-4 and 6. He hasn't played poorly by any stretch of the imagination, but I think if he went for more standard items, it would be a lot easier for him to get the initiations off, or at least do something in the team fights and sit on the back lines and, I don't know, do marginal damage with the Sleight of Fist. We are going to see Shadow Shaman with the Blink and now working towards the point booster. For the Agnum Scepter, it's still a long ways off, and more recently, the Blink Dagger on Ned is now available for the Rubik. Pick that up after that fight. Because he survived throughout the entirety of it, Ned is going to find himself his ability to jump in, increasing by quite a bit.
Alright, so Boreal, we've been harping a lot on how Monkeys Forever's build has been kind of wonky, but soon he's going to be over that hump, because in just a little bit of gold, he'll have his Battle Fury completed, and then he's going to be pretty much where Ember Spirit should be. A little bit slower, I would say, but still is going to be perfectly serviceable. They do jump in for Jolly Joker. 4DR and King RD going to try to kill off this Razor by themselves. Here comes Bloody Nine. He will think about dooming King RD, although Stampede is going to persuade him not to. So Pain going to invest a little bit of time killing off this Razor. It's not going to pan out. It's instead going to be Monkeys Forever, who's going to be gone upon by the Viper. Klotz, though, is going to be chained to the floor. Monkeys Forever's shield is going to be absorbing most, if not all, of that Viper Strike. Klotz still sticking around, and he knows that he has the Centaur to help out. Klotz trying to bait in the Ember Spirit. I don't really think that's going to happen, though. The Viper is too tanky, and the Ember Spirit doesn't do enough damage, so it'll be pointless for the Ember Spirit to even try. Regardless, we are sitting 29 minutes into the game, and the score is still 22 versus 22. Pain Gaming, though, with a slight gold lead, it's nothing too huge. It's still pretty much anybody's game. However, Boreal, they are getting farm on their heroes, and really they've been gearing for the late game from minute 0, and they're making it happen so far. So Pain, they have to turn up the aggression just a little bit. Going for picks on the Razor is a good way to start, but you need more heroes than just Centaur and Storm Spirit at this point.
Baga's next black hole is going to be pretty scary now with the black hole as well as the blink, but they're going to initiate before that happens as they get the Doom off onto Klotz, looking for the black hole in the backlines. It's not going to come just yet. There's a lot of spells flying as 40R picks off the Shadow Shaman in the backlines. The wards are on the ground as KRD is being brought pretty low by those. Not going to be able to get the Toe Stomp onto Monkeys Forever, and he'll be able to clean up the double kill. Baga gets the black hole, but there's no follow-up for it, and he's actually burning down to the Razor damage. 3 heroes down already for just the Shadow Shaman as 40R also going to be tagged by the chains. He's not able to TP out. He does have enough mana now, but not the cooldown. Now Monkeys might be able to catch him out. Doesn't have enough mana of his own, but now Bloody Nine is here. Haste Rune picked up by 40R, but that level death ripping him apart. Going to be able to bottle up and run away with that Haste Rune. If that was any other rune, I think the Storm Spirit would have died.
Yeah, needed the mana from the bottle as well as that Haste Rune to get himself out of there. Regardless, it is going to be Boreal taking a fantastic fight because, I mean, that was even... I think that was mostly because Pain, their Rubik, blinked in trying to start something, but ended up getting shackled before casting anything. He literally did not get a single spell off, so Boreal kind of easy to take a fight from there on out. So, you know, Pain kind of not taking the best fight in the world, and Boreal, they're fighting a lot more remarkably than I thought they would actually be getting away with. And, well, Abaddon's doing his job keeping everyone alive, and also, I mean, these heroes are inherently survivable in the Doom with the BKB and the Razor with his mech. Ember Spirit, if he's not being actively locked down by a black hole or something, is just going to be tearing everyone from Pain to shreds, because as of right now, he's 30 minutes in and he has his Battle Fury. It's not the fastest I've seen, but it's still perfectly serviceable. It will always be doing its job, and next should be his crit for him. And with everyone backing up this Ember Spirit to just sit back and throw out sleights of fists constantly, Pain Gaming, they're going to need to make a much better initiation happen. Otherwise, this is going to happen. Ned is going to be blinked upon, and he's going to get annihilated.
Yep, Boreal have officially gotten over the hump now as you have a BKB on your Doom, you have Monkeys Forever with his Battle Fury, and things are starting to look very good for them. Aghanim Scepter on the Razor working towards his own Black King bar, and it is going to be your Crystalist now on Monkeys, so his damage problems are all over. And, I don't know, Pain, the Storm Spirit, despite it looking like it's been doing pretty well with 8-3 and 7, he's been able to get through the fights pretty effectively. I'm not sure if it's done enough, though. He's working for Lincoln Sphere next. He's, I don't know, falling behind quite a bit as the Storm Spirit. He hasn't been able to really put that Orchid to good use, as he usually gets locked down before he actually casts it in the team fights.
King RD is going to run to Bloody Nine, does take the Doom and a level death as well. I think the Centaur might just go down. Bloody Nine is going pretty damn quick. He'll chop this horse to pieces, circle around a couple times just for fun, and Doom's going to get a solo kill on the Centaur. It's pretty much as good as you could hope for in a 1v1 engagement with your Doom, who's doing surprisingly high amounts of damage, though he doesn't have any damage items. The rest of the Boreal team in the meantime on the bottom lane pushing 4v4, and they'll have the Serpent Ward advantage, and well, they're going to see Klotz coming in as well. Black Hole not available for Baga, though he will kill off all the trees. Instantly gets Hex though, and Serpent Trapped as well. Buyback on the Centaur, but Baga already taking quite a bit of damage. Going to pop the BKB, going to do literally nothing for him. King RD going to teleport right into a mess of Serpent Wards. He will deploy the Blade Mail, but it's not really going to help him. Huge zip in from 40R, but King RD is dropping pretty low, and he will go down soon enough. Monkeys Forever doing the damage there. Ned going to try to shackle up someone. It's not going to do jack, as now he's going to go down as well. Klotz and 40R both on the run. Chains down onto Klotz. They don't have enough lockdown to keep him, but I think they'll be able to kill him regardless. One more hit will do it. There it is. Monkeys Forever with that Sleight of Fist from long range is going to clean house. And Pain, they lose 4. They get only the Shadow Shaman. And Boreal take another fantastic fight. This Ember Spirit's now starting to get really scary, and though going for the Shadow Shaman is kind of important, once he drops the Serpent Wards, you probably should just, you're better off ignoring him. It's
looking very reminiscent of the fight we just saw on top. Shadow Shaman's able to get Hex on a pretty important target after dropping the Serpent Wards. Then you have the Storm Spirit zip incredibly long distances in order to grab him. Then he's completely tapped out of mana, or more or less tapped out of mana. And, I don't know, they just can't do anything after that. They fought around consistently the Serpent Wards, and the physical damage was too much for them to really deal with. Pain are underestimating the Shadow Shaman's potential, and with the double kill after he died, Shadow Shaman getting dangerously close to an Aghanim Scepter, and also dangerously close to level 16. They cannot fight around the Serpent Wards.
Yeah, and also the Enigma, I don't really know what his plan was. He like pops up the BKB, was acting like he was looking for a black hole, and I mean that's exactly what he wanted Boreal to think, but he didn't actually have it, so it was a huge bluff. And when you're trying to bluff a skill like that, you better make sure that you have at least some backups so that the enemies just don't turn around and kill you, because Enigma, his bluff got called and then he was just annihilated shortly after. And well, I mean, I guess sometimes you have to take those risks. Other times it's probably better if you just don't do it at all and then actually wait for your black hole. So even if you do find that opening, you'll be able to do something with it. Enigma's black holes have been pretty good so far. However, they haven't been followed up at all by Pain. Like, they've been constantly on 3-4 heroes, but if there's no follow-up, then Black Hole is a really bad skill. So they're going to go for Roshan now, Boreal, and I think Razor should be able to mostly do this by himself with the Serpent Wards. Don't really need any of the other heroes here. Ember Spirit, if he does jump in, will make this happen a little bit faster, but right now, Pain, they probably can't fight in this Roshan pit. They do have Storm Spirit, and he is going to slowly make his way over towards this area. But if he does jump in, he might be jumping into another sticky situation. Although, well, they're going to spot 4DR now, and Rolo going to get the Hex off. 4DR is going to get chipped down from the low ground. Now the Doom from Bloody Nine, already in the BKB. Rest in peace, Storm Spirit. Monkey's Forever is going to grab the Aegis this time, and now Bloody Nine looking for more. He's going to find Ned with the Stomp, and he's going to chop him down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Double kill for the Doombringer. And now I think it's time for Pain Gaming to start thinking about a defense, because though they are pushing out the top lane, the Battle Fury Ember Spirit's going to clear that out very easily. Then the rest of the Boreal side, they're going to barrel down the mid lane. Just got to wait for this creep wave to get up to the correct position.
In the last few minutes, net worth has gone in the favor of Boreal at about 10,000 here. In their favor, but the experience is really where it's at. Is just in the last 5-7 minutes or so, it's skyrocketed to almost 12,000, if not 12,000 already lead for them. It's really scary. This is not where Pain want to be at this point in the game. They want a Storm Spirit with one more item on top of that. They want, I don't know, to be pushing high ground at this point, but they're just not able to do so. It's going to be a completed Daedalus. No, wait. Yeah, Daedalus for Monkeys is going to be flying out to himself. Saw the Blade of Alacrity on the courier, and it threw me for a little bit of a loop. We also have the Aghanim Scepter now for the Shadow Shaman, and, well, just all of the big items are coming out for Boreal, and the items that Pain are getting, they're nice and all, but a lot of them, I don't know, don't do enough. You have a Viper that's tanking all with a Mac Pipe as well as an Aghanim Scepter, but he does no damage. And, well, this is an item that I've wanted to see for quite some time, but we don't get to see it, mostly due to the fact that Abaddon isn't picked up very much, but then also he's not going to be getting that much farm when he is picked up. He is having the Aghanim Scepter, which is going to decrease the damage that everybody's taking by 35% in the team fight, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, it is a very nice Aghanim Scepter upgrade to have. Is it worth getting that investment for it? I'm not entirely convinced, because he's going to have to pop the borrowed time and be close to his allies as well to make it actually work. Regardless, that's going to be the 4th Aghanim Scepter and probably final Aghanim Scepter, unless Ember Spirit wants to get Aghanims, but it does nothing. I don't think it will do anything in the new patch either. They're going to catch the Courier first, whip him down twice. Razor's going to be pretty happy with that. But everyone from Boreal has their Aghanim Scepter upgrade. Shadow Shaman with the Serpent Wards is now going to be looking to go for a Refresher. And it's probably going to come up very slowly, but he will start to build it nonetheless. And also Doom with his. King RD, though, is going to run into Monkeys Forever. He will get instantly chained down. Monkeys Forever taking a lot of damage, but he doesn't have Aegis, so he doesn't really care. The Centaur is going to get mech'd up, and he will survive for a little bit longer, but I don't know if he's going to completely get out of here. And now Klotz going to get initially popped by the Serpent Wards, and the Monkeys Forever reviving as well. Going to kill off that Viper. Now going to look for the Rubik. Double jump forward for him, and instantly chopped to pieces. Jaw is not really doing anything with his ultimate, but I guess the Aghanim Scepter upgrade there for morale. 4DR is very low on mana, and he's hexed up. And he's down as well. That's a 3-for-0 exchange, and if they didn't push off of the last time, they're definitely going to push off of this. They don't have Eye of the Storm for another 30, but by the time they actually want it, they'll have it, and I don't think Pain can defend.
No, I don't think so either. That's going to be 50 seconds with no Storm, 40 with no Viper, and even 25 with no Rubik now. Rolo is not going to have Serpent Wards, which is going to make this high ground push a little bit slower than they might have wanted it, but after this Tier 3 tower is done, they'll have the Eye of the Storm. And, well, they might even have it for this Tier 3 tower with the glyph being popped. It's still not going to be enough. The Centaur as well as the Enigma are currently solo, and even if they got a huge black hole, it wouldn't matter. And currently Enigma pushing down bottom, doing the best he can to defend. Now with some heroes respawning, the Rubik, they might be able to defend their second lane of barracks. That's what they're going to hope for, but this first lane is forfeit, at the very least. And now down at bottom, they're going to go. Rubik going to get his hands on the Devour. Nice spell in theory, but at this point in the game, it's not what he wants to be snagging. 2-3 tower is also going to fall down at bottom, and still 10 seconds with no Storm Spirit. They're not going to fully commit, as they just want to play it safe. Grouping up for a black hole and then TPing from the Storm Spirit could be devastating, and they also have to defend down bottom as pushing in. There's still plenty of room for them to grow, and there's no pressure on Boreal to really end this anytime soon.
Yeah, playing it safe involves taking one set of Raxes, and you know that you're in a good position there. Take a quick look at the item progression of everyone from Boreal off of that last fight. I guess we have to take a closer look at the gold. 1500 on the Shadow Shaman. There's going to be a Sange and Yasha completed by the Razor. Not the most common item we see. Usually it's going to be a Refresher at this point, but it is going to help him tank up quite a bit. Doom's holding on to 3,300, and Ember's on to 39. These heroes from Boreal are getting mad rich, and it's going to be difficult for Pain to kind of counteract this. They need a black hole, and it needs to be landing on 3 or 4 heroes with follow-up this time. And even if that happens, I don't really know, because Abaddon's going to pop off his borrowed time, and suddenly everyone's going to be pretty healthy. The counter, I guess, for black hole is that Abaddon Aghanim's borrowed time. So, you know, pretty standard builds there, I guess, but right now, everyone from Boreal is going to be dodging this gank attempt from Pain. There are racks up, and they're really just going to play this slow and steady. They have all of their ultimates and everything like that, and if it does come to a 5-on-5 fight, as long as they do dodge that black hole, they'll be able to take it pretty convincingly. They'll have Serpent Wards, which are level 3 plus Aghanim, so I guess level 4 Serpent Wards for the Shadow Shaman. Boreal, they could just play this slow and just work off of the Aghanim Scepter Serpent Wards and just take this tier 2, back off, or just keep going. Actually, this tier 2 is literally the flick away from dying. There we go.
Yep, with Serpent Wards as well as their ultimate on the Razor, they probably could go for more. Doom is going to get the Scorched Earth stolen. He's stunned up in mid, although he's pretty darn tanky and has the BKB if things got really here. And he's just going to swagger his way up towards top, where they're already working on his tier 3. Going to take it. Now the Barracks also going to fall very quickly. Ranged Barracks being focused by the Razor, melee by the Shadow Shaman on the backlines. And chains on to Klotz. Klotz is sitting in place. King RD not going to get the stun on the Monkeys. He is going to be able to run and dodge that one as they'll bring down the Storm Spirit. Now looking for King RD. King RD is going to fall into the base with them. It's too much damage stolen by Jolly Joker. 220 for GG, called out by the Rubik, and that's going to be the end of this tiebreaker between CNB or Pain and Boreal. Black Hole, as a victory, Black Hole is more or less just going to signify their retreat in this game. I don't know, it's been Boreal looking really solid throughout the 2 games that they just played this evening.
Alright, so Boreal are going to break 2 ties consecutively, and that means that they are going to find themselves firmly sitting in Division 1, so they don't have to worry about dropping down to Division 2. Boreal will be here for jDL Season 4, and, well, we're looking forward to seeing a little bit more of them. Unfortunately, I don't think for Jaw's case, the Aghanim Scepter really did anything. I mean, he only casted it once after he got it, which kind of sucks, but regardless, it's a victory for Boreal, and that is going to mark the end of today's casting, guys. I hope you all enjoyed it. And if you did, be sure to hit that follow button. If you really enjoyed it, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We will love you forever. And, well, if you want to follow us a little more in depth, it's going to be facebook.com, twitter.com/HeflaTV. The VODs will be up on youtube.com/HeflaMoke within, like, 6-ish hours, I want to say. I'm not too sure. But, yeah, I've been Mike Loris. I'm joined by Grandis V, and we hope you enjoyed the cast. Do you have anything else to say, man?
GG to both teams. Thanks for watching.
All right, guys. See you later. Next time. GG.